Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? This is Mr. Williams. Welcome back to our DNA. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, but over the last couple weeks, there's been a lot of things that I've been seeing that I've been kind of taking my time and watching before I decided, what I wanted to say. And then today, I was prompted by Speaker of the House Paul Ryan when he released a tweet, you know, trying to tout the GOP tax cuts that just went through, or the tax plan, or whatever you want to call it, tax overhaul that just went through. And he was saying that there was a high school secretary in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, who was getting $1.50 bump a week in her paycheck, and that she had said that $1.50 would be more than enough over a year to pay for her Costco membership. Now, of course, this backlash, you know what I'm saying? Congressman Ryan was drug on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? There was immediate clapbacks by Democrats. You know what I'm saying? California gubernatorial candidate Gavin Newsom clapback, and rightly so. You know what I'm saying? Quite frankly, I think that Paul Ryan can be a condescending little asshole, man. I think the dude's a weasel. You know what I'm saying? If I'm being 100%, honest about my feelings about that dude, because if you can see the division, and it's unnecessary the way people are divided, like right now, you know, um, because there's some people like myself who I would say that that kind of feel stuck in the middle because they're like, okay, I know that a lot of nativism, you know those things exist, but at the same time, you've grown up in this society. Me, myself, I'm a veteran. I've served in the military, and I've met some great people who didn't know people that looked like me when we first met, and I didn't know people that looked like them when we first met. So there's a level of optimism on my part, and that's because I've traveled, I've been around the world, I've seen different spaces, I've seen different types of people. So, for myself, I feel like it's hard to come back and sell me a bill of goods because I've seen something other than what the environment I was raised in, or the people, or the culture, and so for myself, it's harder to just sell me a bill of goods, to just tell me that this is what it is, and without me being like, okay, I know it a little differently, or whatever, whatever the case may be. And like I said, again, Paul Ryan's a weasel. At the end of the day, I think history will judge this man harshly. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, I'll be there to see when history does so. But moving on to my next topic, which is the the Russia probe, and this memo that was put together by Devin Nunes, what I'm saying, of California, and you know, just not even the memo itself, just the way that the Trump administration has conducted themselves throughout the Russia probe. You know what I'm saying, with the firing of James Comey, you know, everything that you've seen in the in the media or whatever, and it seems like something that to me a guilty person would do. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to scramble and cover your tracks, and you know for whatever reason. But hey, there's been plenty of reports that said this man didn't even expect to be president. He did not even expect to beat Hillary Clinton. You know, and that's whether or not you believe the reports. Hey, I'm not saying that's the end all be all. Somebody heard somebody say, or somebody told this cat or that cat or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I tend to believe that. I never thought from the jump that dude wanted to be president. You know what I'm saying? I never thought he was qualified for the job. You know what I'm saying? I thought that he was a hype job. And that ain't had nothing to do with politics. That was before he said anything about my Mexican brothers and sisters being rapists and criminals and all that, because I don't know that shit to be true. So that was blasphemy to me that he said that shit in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And then you go look throughout his history of his public comments. What he had to say about the Central Park Five. Man, look, I can't sit here. What I'm gonna tell you, what I actually, I'm gonna tell you, I will say this. I'm gonna tell you what I think about 45. I think that 45 likes to be flattered. That's what I think. So I think if you act like you like 45, then that's 45 gonna try to please you. He gonna if you call yourself his friend, he gonna try to please you. You know what I'm saying? That's what the media talks about how he caters to his little 33%, whatever, the people that really the diehard Trump people. And as foolhardy as that is, you know what I'm saying? He's rocking with it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that somehow we should root for this cat because I mean this guy is obviously greatly out of touch. I don't know what moral platform he's working from. I don't know what moral platform his staff is working from. Um, the people that gotta walk into the Oval Office and look at this cat every day in his face. You dig what I'm saying? And hear the shit that I'm sure comes out of his mouth every day. The sheer fuckery that probably comes out of this dude's mouth. I can only imagine, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure that throughout, whatever happens with the Russia probe and all of that, I'm sure throughout the course of this next, you know what I'm saying, 2.5 years now, I guess, or not 2.5, but shit, 3 years. We probably gonna get a video. We probably gonna get a good, cool, clean audio of this dude saying or doing some shit that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And these same people right now that's still riding this boat. You know what I'm saying? They're still going to port with this cat. They're still partying. It's still Trump time. MAGA this, MAGA that. Is their motto. But I mean, sooner or later you're gonna have to answer for this shit, man. And I don't even mean that in a I don't even mean that shit in a negative way. I mean that in like you gotta look. One day you still gonna have to look yourself in the mirror. When that thing happened, when you finally meet your trigger, when you finally say, "Oh damn, this is enough for me," you know what I'm saying? Like, but there was so many other people that saw this shit coming already. You know, so like I said, for me and Donald Trump, it ain't even got shit to do with politics. I just always thought Donald Trump was an asshole. And very full of himself. So that's me though. And while we're talking about the Trump administration, let me get into the guy he chose to head the SCC, Ajit Pai. All right, they voted to kill net neutrality and shit. So that means basically internet service providers can, you know, treat the internet, you got some POV lanes over here, then you got some express lanes, to move fast. You can speed these guys up for a price and slow these guys down if they ain't willing to pay that price and this, that, and the third. But luckily for those of us who live in California and the other 21 states that have filed suit against the SEC, in protest to their vote to kill net neutrality. You know what I'm saying? The vote in California is it passed, but it's yet to, hit the next chamber and then go for a signature by Governor Brown. But, it's good that states are fighting back because, like I said, man, if our system, capitalism is great. When you're selling something, when you have a product and you have a consumer and you're selling and you're making money, that's great. You know what I'm saying? When it's fair and you're not taking advantage and it's not rigged against one person or the other. The system needs the people. The people are what drive the system. You know what I'm saying? For everybody, running around trying to, everybody's trying to come up. Everybody's trying to do good. Everybody's trying to make a better life for themselves. Right? But when you look around and you think about this system requires consumers. You know what consumers are? Consumers are workers. It requires them. It needs them to function. So you need more than the people above you. You need to have something to aspire to. That's to keep you working. That's the little drop of water that comes out the little thing for the hamster when it's in the wheel. You know what I mean? But look, I'm not going to get too deep with it. It's Mr. Williams. It's RDNA. It's been a minute. I'm going to try to keep the videos more regular. I'm going to holler at you. I hope you had a good new year. This is the first video of the year. deep face video, me speaking on some topics. And like I said, love and peace to everyone. Again, Happy New Year. I've been away, but I'm back. Our DNA, Mr. Will, deuces, 100.